What's up, everybody? Baby Huey out here at Moscone Center here in downtown San Francisco. It's Super Bowl weekend. Super excited. Joining me, sports broadcaster extraordinaire Dave Benz.
Sports brat. I think you were going to say you might not have it right the first time.
No. Sorry, I need some more coffee. It's been a long week. I'm exhausted.
The line has gotten too long at the coffee stand now. It was great here earlier in the week, but you can get right up there now. It's like a commitment.
Well, I was going to say, we weren't out here Monday and Tuesday. Our coworkers like, where are you guys? I'm like, come on. I've done this many times. We know Monday, Tuesday are a little bit slower. It picks up midweek on. So, no, today it's very busy. It's just crowded all over the place. So, thank you for making the time to come over here.
Thank you for making time, man. I mean, listen, I'm not, I like to think I'm a big deal, but I'm not a big deal in this room. That's for damn sure.
No, you're a big deal to me, and I'll explain why. I remember back in the day when today we call it, NBC Sports, NBC Bay Area. When it initially launched, it was Comcast, and you were one of the OG hosts on that station.
I was original hire, yeah.
And I loved it because I've lived here my whole life here in the Bay Area, and when the channel launched, I was like, oh my God. I was trying to understand what it was, and it was I guess technically a local version of ESPN, and it had local programming focused on the local teams. And I'm like, oh my God, finally a network or channel that I can pay attention to Giants, Warriors, Niners, Sharks, everything, and at the time A's, Raiders as well, because I remember just I would watch Sports Center, ESPN, and I'm like, how many times am I going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys or the Patriots or all those other networks? So, for you, looking back on it, how did you end up on Comcast back in the day? How did you start out there?
Well, listen, I've had a long, crazy career.
Yes.
I've worked in 9 states and, been all over the country and met so many amazing people. But I was working in D.C. at the Fox station in Washington, D.C., and I'd only been there for maybe 7 or 8 months.
Okay.
And I literally just had my wife had a newborn baby. So we're new parents. She just moved to DC we got pregnant maybe a month after she moved to DC. I went there first and got started. So it was all very new. And on top of that, I had a little medical situation, a thing called an acoustic neuroma, but I had to have like major surgery for that. So I was going through a lot. And in the middle of all that, I get a phone call from a buddy of mine who I've known for years, a guy named Chris Olivier, and he calls me and he's like, "Hey, I just got hired to be in charge of launching this new sports network in San Francisco, and you need to come out here and you know, be one of my on-air talent." And I'm like, "Dude, have you lost your mind?" Like, I've got a brand new baby. My wife just moved out here, and like I just had like surgery, so this is not really a good time. Anyway, I ended up, you know, he wore me down. I ended up talking to, I actually, full disclosure, kind of thought I was going to use the offer as leverage to get myself a better situation in DC. And my boss in DC told me, and he wasn't being rude, because when I'm going to say this, people could be like, he's like, "Yeah, you're out the door anyway," but he wasn't being that way. He was literally like advising me in a good way. He's like, "Dude," he's like, "local TV he's like, if you got a chance to go to a sports network, you go." And it was like shocking, and they were willing to let me out of my contract to do it, which was even more insane.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So I came out here, and I was here for 3.5 years, and they were amazing. And I still say to this day, like, out of all the things I've done in 30 years of broadcasting, 2010, if I could go back and relive 6 weeks of my life, it would be, you know, like September 10th through October 31st, 2010. Like, because that was when the Giants went on that amazing run. And it was like I was out at AT&T Park doing Giants post-game shows every night. And every night they were at home, and every night they won, and it was like unbelievable.
And the people in the background, making,
and it was me
on
and
TV.
Scott Reese and Bip
That's
Roberts
right.
and FP Santangelo,
That's
and
right.
we'd have a contact high by the time the show was over because everybody was smoking.
Hell yeah.
And, we were getting bras thrown up at us.
Nice.
And
yeah.
but it was just ridiculous because it was the same thing every day. Like, first of all, the Giants had an insane amount of home games that during that stretch. It was like, I think in September, they played maybe 28 games. I think 21 of them were at home.
Yeah.
So it was like 3-1. And the best part about all of it, and actually I ran into Steve Perry. So the best part was, I don't know how many of those games you went to, but
he was up singing along, right?
Steve Perry between the top and bottom of the eighth inning.
Yeah.
They would put him up, Don't Stop Believing, and he was so into it, and the crowd, and it was just chills, and every game was a one-run game.
Yeah.
But it was what made it magical was that it was every night. I
Yeah.
got to see it every night for
Yeah.
6 weeks, and then they go and win the World Series, and that was the absolute best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of years later got my dream job offer to go be the voice of an NBA team. So I left and of course took that. But man, that time working for Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area was unbelievable.
That's really great to hear. You just bringing it up just brought up all that nostalgia because my brother, our family, we are diehard Giants fans. My brother especially, he's a huge diehard fan. 2010, that was just such an amazing season. Just the band of misfits, all these
torture. It was
torture was a big thing.
And I guess the
rally thong.
The best thing was the panda hats.
Yeah.
But the best thing was it was FP Santangelo and FP and I have talked about this. We both wish we knew exactly which game it was. And it'd be hard to find because it was probably after a one-run game. They were all one-run games. But we were on. It was FP and I doing the Giants post-game show, probably in July or August. Mm-hmm. That Kruk and Kipe were on talking with us, and they said to us, "By the way, guys, we've come up with a phrase for the rest of this season: Giants baseball, torture." Yeah. And it was and that caught. Yeah. And it was such a big thing. And it was I didn't realize when they said it that it was going to be the thing, but it really was. Just what a magical run that was, man.
That was amazing. So it's just really cool for you what have you accomplished? Where are you from originally? Are you from the Bay Area?
No, I've lived here, honestly, longer than I've ever lived.
Okay.
Aside from my youth. I was born and raised in Syracuse, New York. Wow. And I stayed there more or less until I was 18. Then I went away to college, but then I was, back and forth.
Yeah.
I really, really left upstate New York and Syracuse in 96.
Okay.
But up until that point, I had been, that's where I was. But now I've been here. Even when I was doing the Timberwolves, I was still coming back here and living here in the off season. Because this was where my son and his mom stayed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Minnesota was not for her.
Yeah.
So she, listen, Minnesota's amazing, and what they're going through right now is absolutely just insane.
Yeah.
But the weather is hard, man. The weather is hard. It's not for the faint of heart.
I know. I was gonna say I think a lot of people, the media out here for Super Bowl week, they're probably loving this. It's California weather, NorCal weather. It's low 60s at worst during the days.
Yeah.
I'm surprised not more Super Bowls are here on the West Coast. I know what LA's next year, so they probably want to keep it out here for a while. But
and you've been to a few of these. This is the sixth time I've been at a Super Bowl. I've only actually been to the game twice, which. If it had been the Niners, I'd be finding a way to go this year. I'd probably be using my company that I know we're going to talk about.
Yes.
But the Patriots and Seahawks have had great seasons, but not really two teams that I have a vested interest in.
I know.
But I've been to two actual games, but I've been credentialed at 6 now. So.
Yeah.
And this turnout for Radio Row, today's insane, but this is small.
Oh, really? As far as attendance?
As far as the number of, as far as the size, the number of outlets here.
Actually, okay, I just thought of something, and I'm actually really interested to get your perspective. Someone that's been in sports broadcasting in general for a long time. It's amazing what the definition of media is now. The press, I think traditional like TV, radio, but now podcasting, streamers, influencers, people with big social media following. Like, I know we're sitting here right now, but behind us, there's like all these different tables, all these different sets, people walk around with wireless microphones, ambushing people. It's really amazing just how much the sports media, sports broadcasting in general has evolved over years. So for you, your perspective, like, compare when you got started, what it is now. To me, it's exciting as far as how much content you could potentially get and put out there.
When streaming platforms first started being a thing, they were not really readily accepted by a lot of the sports teams,
OGs,
whatever. It's like, I write for this website. Yeah, whatever, get lost, right?
Yeah.
But now it's completely flipped on its end. It's like, oh, you're on regular terrestrial radio. Well, what's your reach beyond that? You know what I mean? It's like, because and we live in an age where, I'm still, I told you this, when we chatted the other day.
Yeah.
I listen to you guys all the time.
Thank
but
you.
I do listen to you on my Google Home Mini.
Yes.
And I have the option of saying, hey, play WFAN in New York.
Yes.
Like, I can listen to anything anytime, and it's such a different world that we live in. So yes, you have to give credence to this. And most of the outlets that are here are, I'd say, they definitely are the majority versus terrestrial channels.
Exactly. It's fascinating because to me, it's like you got to learn how to adapt and evolve with the times and keep up. It's like if you have that old school mentality, you're going to get left behind. And I stress to people, it's like not only you got to be on air, a host, a broadcaster, have the skills, the talent for that, but also learn how to do your own content, do your own social media. It's busy throughout the day. Like, for me at work, like we do our podcast during the day, but then you got take clips, put the stuff online, then get the clips ready, and then book stuff. It's really like a 24/7 job, and it's really fascinating. It's a lot of work, but I have respect for everyone out here who are hustling to do their thing out here. To me, being out here, it's just remotivates me to okay, I got to step up my game.
When you see what can be done, but you're right, man. There's so much my very, very, very first ever paid job in broadcasting was actually, I was the morning show producer at the rock station in Syracuse, New York, 95.7 WAQX.
Hell yeah.
And I ended up getting let go by them because I had a problem with getting there on time. Morning shows, though, speaking of not for the faint of heart, morning shows, I give you mad props.
Thank you.
But especially I was, at that point I was like 22 and I was, staying out until midnight having drinks with your friends did not work well with being to work by 4 a.m.
I know.
But I think about how much it's changed. That was the shift, right? I might have to record a promo or something, but that was it. It wasn't like, oh, hey, do all this and put this stuff on social, whatever. Now, on the flip side, some of the things that I had to do were maybe not as many in terms of quantity.
Yeah.
But the ability to do it was a lot more difficult because I literally had to cut tape.
Yes.
Physical tape. And, so now it's it's hit a couple of buttons and, do it.
But yeah, you have to have the certain skills at that point to do a lot of that stuff. Well, okay, so I didn't know you started at a rock station. So,
I did.
So that explains why you're such a big, massive rock music fan. You and I have ran into each other at concerts before.
Yes, we have.
I think, it was about a year and a half ago now when Journey, Def Leppard played Oracle Park. Amazing concert, hometown show for Journey. It's just really cool to know that you're such a music fan, which now I guess that's what carries into your new product now.
Yeah, listen, I've been going to concerts forever. In fact, when I was doing the Timberwolves, I would we'd get into a city and be like, oh, and a lot of times it'd be artists that I wouldn't even necessarily think I would want to go see.
Okay.
But, obviously this isn't in, 107.7's The Wheelhouse, but I can remember landing in Salt Lake and somebody was like, oh, Pink is playing tonight at the Delta Center.
Okay.
And I'd go see Pink. Like,
Yeah.
I got nothing else to do. I'm in Salt Lake. What am I going to do?
You got off night, yeah.
So I was the person who was like, and I did that with, a lot of shows over the years. I saw The Weeknd in Chicago, and, I mean, and I love exposing myself to music that, is, I mean, my wheelhouse is what you guys play all the time.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
But I like to also not be in a box and be exposed to other things. So I would go and I'd be the guy standing outside and opening a million tabs and being like, okay, whatever, especially when you're trying to get a last minute ticket.
Yeah.
And it dawned on me about 2 years ago, which is how long I've been working on this.
Oh, wow.
It dawned on me that well, you've got hotels.com, you've got Orbitz and Travelocity, and you've got, rental car sites. And I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier, like even car insurance, or even insurance, like everything. There's a place where you can go and they show you what the prices are for everything. Tickets, that didn't. Where was that? It didn't exist. And on top of that, tickets are maddening because the exact same ticket for the exact same show, the exact same seats, it could be a difference of $20 or $30 per seat depending on where you're buying them. And I just why has nobody put all this together? And I actually know the answer to that now because it's really hard. But I know how hard it would be. I mean, when I started doing this, I thought it'd be 12 weeks, but it's been 2 years. But so I was like, I looked into it. I didn't see anybody was doing it, or at least doing it well. And I saw an opportunity and I said, you know what? Let me go down this path. And I hired a dev team overseas.
Okay.
And I started working with them, and I came up with the name Tixscape, which is with an X, Tix, and then Scape. And I got to work on it, and I eventually realized that my dev team, as good as they weren't really necessarily they weren't fast enough for a lot of things that I wanted to get done. I mean, sometimes it'd be like, hey, can we just change? There's a typo here.
Gotcha.
And it was why is it taking 4 days to get a typo changed?
Okay.
So I learned to write code, and I worked with. I was 2025 at the end of the year. I got the year in review from ChatGPT. I was top 1% of users worldwide on ChatGPT in 2025, which means yes, I have no life. And there was a whole lot of the bone playing in the background during a lot of those hours.
Keeping you entertained.
And but I learned to read and write code, and with the help of AI, I got this to where it is, and it's there, and it's free. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Okay.
We're not, and the best thing is, you don't even have to give us any of your info. You literally can just go there and use it, kind of like Google Flights. You don't need to be signed in. Okay. We'll show you where the best deal is. You go to the actual retailer site to finish the transaction. So we're not taking your financials. Okay. And the prices are exactly what you will see there, if not better, because we have some deals with some partners that give discounts versus what you might get if you just go to them directly. And the other thing we have that I'm really excited about is we have a price alert feature. So this does require registration for obvious reasons, because if you want to set a price alert, so say you want to go to the Super Bowl and you want to get a ticket for, listen, I can't promise you that a ticket's going to come up for your price, but let's just say I got $1,000. Yeah. The tickets are $4,000 right now, and I'm not going for $4,000, but I've never been to the Super Bowl. If I get a walk-in ticket, I don't care where I'm sitting for $1,000, I'm in, right? Okay. You could go to, and by the way, this will be, let's make this evergreen. It doesn't have to be a Super Bowl. It could be a World Cup. It could be a concert, whatever. If the event is not what you want to pay, you can go to Tixscape. You can set a price alert, and we are constantly checking the data. So if a ticket comes online, now granted, you're probably not going to get it 3 days out if you're going low, but if somebody just wants to get rid of a ticket, they're worried they're going to get stuck with it, those tickets start dropping the closer it gets to the event.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if it hits your price point, you get an alert instantly with a link to buy it. So you can buy it at that price point, and that requires you to register because we have to know how to be able to send you the notification. But that's the only time you would have to register. And, like I said, everything is free, and it's there. I've yet to hear a reason why you shouldn't use it. People are like, well, why? people have asked me, well, why don't I just use StubHub? That's fine. We're a partner with StubHub.
Yeah.
I got no problem with using StubHub. But why not go to Tixscape and first see, are you getting the best deal at StubHub?
Yeah.
Because maybe you're not,
Yeah.
and maybe you are. And why not be like, oh, well, if I bought them at StubHub, wow, I could save $30 a ticket if I go here.
Yeah, so you're doing all the heavy lifting, you're filtering it all out for everyone, and you're giving a list of results of like, okay, XYZ concert, here are your options, for pricing. So yeah, it makes sense. It's like, why go? Because for me, it's annoying. Like I'm searching for something, I have multiple tabs open and like comparing everything. It's like, no, you do all the hard work for everyone. That's amazing.
And we're getting we're going to be continuing to evolve.
Okay.
At some point, I'm hopeful it'll be this quarter. Probably realistically, it'll be second quarter of this year.
Okay.
But we're going to get to a point where all the data that we have, we're going to actually aggregate all that into. We're working on it now. Well, me and my handful of dev team overseas, mostly me.
ChatGPT.
Her name's Rhonda, by the way.
Rhonda,
help me, Rhonda. So that's where that came from. We're going to get all the tickets into one unified seat map. So that way you can just look on the seat map. You won't even have to go between the retailers' sites, and it'll show you the price literally for each ticket at each retailer on an integrated seat map.
That's awesome.
That's where it's heading, and at some point, we'll probably even make it. I've got another idea. I'm not going to give away all the secret sauce, but it's going to continue to evolve, and it's going to. We're going to make it more and more user-friendly. It will never cost the consumer a dime. It will always save the consumer time and money, and I'm really about that. And, you talked about the concert thing. You can show my shirt. Yeah. So, like, my shirt is concert-inspired because, these are just a sampling of all the artists you can get, and you're going to give that one to Chasta, and I'm going to get one for you that you can wear and get one for you to be able to take to Lamont. But I'm a huge concert fan, so I was like, we were trying to think of like what's going to be a cool shirt, and it dawned on me like, well, that's a no-brainer. Totally. So that's our shirt, and and like I said, it's concerts, sporting events, theater, comedy shows. You want to go to Cobb's Comedy Club. You want to go to if you want to go to if you want to go to the Mill Valley Film Festival.
Yeah,
like we've got and it's worldwide. I mean, I've got I've got West End in London. I've got Australian rules football. I got cricket in India. Because I have international partners, so I've got
amazing.
data from all over the world. You would be the other thing that I think that is a pain point that we solve is because we have so many retailers and a lot of them hit different demographics with their data.
Yeah.
The odds are you're going to find a ticket to an event on Tixscape that you might think I'm going to check these three and I couldn't find any. Yeah. Like, well, we also have some smaller ones that might have inventory that you didn't know about. So we're going to check the inventory. Like our new thing with the shirts might be we might amp them up, and how a lot of concert shirts say sold out. Yeah. We might put a sold out stamp over it, but put never on top of it. So never sold out because like you'll find it there.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. No, so that's great. Like, hey, if you're here in the Bay Area, hypothetically, you want to plan a weekend or something, go to your website, Tixscape, look up an artist that you're interested in or a show that's coming up, get the best ticket price, or if you're traveling somewhere, plan out a weekend trip elsewhere.
If you are traveling, when you're just open the app, and it's in the iOS and Android stores, just search for Tixscape. It's at Tixscape.com. But if you're traveling and you end up in, I don't know, Portland, you can just open the app and it will default to popular events regardless of category, but then you can choose by category and you'd be like, okay, concerts, what concerts are playing here tonight? Yeah. And it'll show you all the concerts, and then you could say, well, which rock concerts are playing here tonight? And it'll show you
filter by genre of music
as well. It'll filter by genre. That's amazing. That was tricky, by the way. Can I tell you? Because that was one of the things that made it hard because and that's an ongoing process for me. Okay. Because different retailers categorize different artists different ways. I know. And it's pretty clear cut with a Metallica or an AC/DC, right? Yeah. But when you get outside the rock genre, where are you putting Lionel Richie? Are you putting him in soul? Are you putting him in pop?
Yeah.
So it's like, and so I had to figure out ways to be able to bring that. And there's obviously a lot of rock artists that cross those lines too. I mean, a band like, you're not playing a lot of Matchbox 20 on the Bone, but like, Matchbox 20 probably deserves to be under the rock category, but they also should be under the pop category.
I know, yeah, exactly.
So it's like you gotta figure that out.
That's fascinating here. So, okay, first off, follow you guys on social. So Instagram, Tixscape IG, you guys on X, Tixscape, TikTok, Tixscape, and also Facebook, Tixscape. This is amazing. I bring this up because Chas and I were talking 2026, between her and I, we have like an ongoing concert calendar of what's playing or what's happening in the Bay Area throughout the year. Even Sacramento, there's a lot of artists that sometimes will skip the Bay Area and go up to Sacramento. So we're trying to cover all Northern California. Yeah. This year alone, this might be one of the best concert years ever for just rock music, rock metal here in Northern California. Between, you got Bottle Rock, Outside Lands, Aftershock, but all the bands that are touring. The month of September alone is stacked. Like, Shoreline has so many concerts coming up. Like, please follow us, The Bone, on social. Every month now we've been doing, like, a concert calendar. And that's from my list that I have of, like... I
heard you guys talking about Shoreline the other day.
Yeah, there's so much happening. Even, like, the month of January, there was stuff going on. We have the Super Bowl now. February, they got events. Like, it's amazing. Spring and summer is stacked with shows. So I definitely recommend to everyone, check out Tixscape, save it as one of your favorites on your browser, and just check this out regularly. Get the best price for your tickets, because Chas and I, big thing, it's like, listen, get out of the house, enjoy live music, experience live music. It's so important.
And that's the thing, like, people want experiences, and that's where people want to spend their money. So I feel like this is going to give you the opportunity, and like you said with the concert calendar, but you've also got the World Cup coming here.
Yes.
And it's it's across the board. Whatever, if you want to go see the Giants in spring training, it's all there.
But also just listen, we're one of the top big markets in the country. We're lucky we have a lot of sports teams here. Obviously, Niners, Giants, Sharks are doing awesome. We got a young team going. We got soccer, we have college sports. There's so much here in the Bay Area throughout the year between live music, shows, sporting events.
Well, you've even got the Oakland Ballers, I think it is.
Yes.
And you've got
Billy
Santa
Joe
Cruz
Armstrong,
Warriors,
Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
By the way, you were talking about Shoreline. I'll tell you a funny story. I shouldn't probably share this because it's a little bit embarrassing, but a few years ago, probably, this must have been maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Somebody gave me tickets to go see Bryan Adams. Okay. And I was like, and I saw Bryan Adams in 1985 on the Reckless tour.
Oh my God.
And it was awesome. And I was and so I was like, I go see Bryan Adams. So I was like, and I thought the show was at Concord Pavilion.
So you drove to the wrong venue.
And I got to Concord Pavilion and it was dark, but they were doing some kind of emergency services training exercise. There were like police cars and ambulances everywhere. And I pulled in and I'm like, where's the concert?
It actually happened to me, was it last year? I went to Concord. I think, was it oh my God, I don't want to say the wrong band name. Was it Foreigner? I can't remember if it was Foreigner. It was a concert and like it was empty. And I was like, what's going on? Sure enough, there was a power outage.
Oh, wow.
So they postponed the show for like another night.
What's your best show? What's your...
I'm about to ask you. Okay, my all-time favorite concert. Okay, my first concert, my parents took my brother and I see the Rolling Stones, Oakland Coliseum, 97, I want to say.
So that would have been Steel Wheels Tour.
Yeah, with Pearl Jam opening up.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
And it's amazing. It's on YouTube. So I found it. I was like, oh, my God, my first concert's on YouTube. I can go back and watch it. I remember sitting there and, like, people around us were dancing. I'm like, what is this? Is awesome. Because the Rolling Stones, my dad's all-time favorite band. Like, my dad went to Altamont back in the day. He was there for all that craziness. So he took us. I remember sitting there, and I'm like, there's some big guy in front of me. He's like blowing smoke in there, and I'm like, Dad, why does it smell like a skunk around here? I swear to God, my dad's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, so no, but I mean, that was up there. It's epic. It is. Obviously, though, my all-time favorite band is Green Day. God, when they played September 2024 Oracle Park, they were celebrating the 30th and the 20th anniversary of Dookie and American Idiot. So they played all of Dookie, all of American Idiot.
Wow.
Dookie was the first album I fell in love with Green Day. So to hear all those songs live,
Yeah.
truly special. And American Idiot, an amazing album that took them to the next level as a
For
band.
sure.
To hear all those songs live, really amazing. But also, I saw Green Day I remember seeing it at Bill Graham Civic Auditorium back in 2002. I mean, that was amazing. So, yeah, Green Day live.
So have you seen
yeah.
Green Day the most? Is that who you
Absolutely. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
hands down. And all their side projects and stuff like that. So I'm super excited to see them play the opening ceremony this weekend at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm a U2 guy. I've
Okay.
seen U2. I've lost count, man. I think I might be up to 15.
Okay.
I saw them twice at Sphere, which was amazing. I saw them on the Joshua Tree tour.
Okay.
And that was when I was 18, and my friend talked me into going. I wasn't really a big U2 fan at that point, and I went to the show, and it was great. And I found that on like eBay or something, a bootleg DVD.
Okay.
And I have since uploaded it to YouTube,
Good,
so it's
good.
amazing.
Okay.
But I would say that, I mean, every U2 show I've been to has been great. The first time I saw them in Sphere was mind-blowing. But my first concert, I'm not counting, like, my parents took me when I was kids to go see, like, Rosemary Clooney, right? I mean, like, okay, I didn't really remember it that much. But
Yeah.
my first concert that I chose to go to on my own was Loverboy.
Okay,
It was
okay.
like 83,
Hell yeah.
and it was everybody working for the weekend, and
Yeah.
you know, it was that was
red
my
leather,
first
a lot
show.
of red leather everywhere.
Oh, yes, they had the red leather on. It was crazy. And then my I mean, I've seen so many, but I always say that my favorite concert I ever saw was I saw Def Leppard in '87 when Pour Some Sugar on Me was like number 3 in the country. And what made it even more amazing was it was at a small venue in Weedsport, New York. It's like a racetrack, and they're on
Okay.
like the infield. And me and my friends went, and we had GA, but we got all the way up, like we're all the way up to the stage. Europe opened up for them. And Final Countdown was like a top 10 song
Yep,
at the time,
yep.
too. So it was like, and that album, by the way, that's got Cherokee on it and Carrie, like that's a really good album for anybody who's a hair metal band like
Yeah.
I was. They opened up, and when Europe was playing, it was like 89 degrees and 95% humidity.
Oh,
and it
perfect.
was miserable.
Miserable.
Well,
Okay.
because it was just, because we're all packed in.
Okay, gotcha,
Okay?
gotcha. Okay.
And while Europe is playing, you can see on the horizon these like storm clouds are starting to brew. And so Europe gets done, Def Leppard comes on, and I don't remember what they opened with. It might have been Women, but they come out and they play their first song, and literally like as they're starting their second song, the storm clouds arrive, and it starts pouring and thunder and lightning. And so they play through like 2 songs of this, getting drenched.
Oh, no.
And then literally they stop, and they're like, we're being told we should probably stop, but we promise we're gonna finish this show. We'll wait this out. We'll stay all night.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish the show. And everybody starts booing.
No.
And they go, do you guys want us to just keep playing? Or everybody goes crazy. And they say, all right, screw it. And they just kept playing. And it's freaking thunder and lightning. Would never happen today. It's thunder and lightning, and it's like the hardest rain ever. And they got the laser lights going through the raindrops. And it was just the most amazing show that I ever saw.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome. And so that's hard to top.
Actually, okay, of rain, I did see Green Day in rain. Oracle Park, it was a charity event for, I think, for the Children's Hospital, I think. Or, the big event, the big tech company that takes over. God, I forgot what it was. I'm
not Cars for Kids.
No.
Toys for Tots?
No, I'm totally blanking. I should have Googled it. But they played Oracle Park. Blondie opened up.
Oh, wow.
But it was pouring rain. I remember I had like a plastic bag over me to keep me, but it was worth it to see Green Day live. It was amazing as well. So yeah, I've been in a couple rain storms. I think it was at Hart played Shoreline. I was there, and they were doing their cover of Rain Over Me, and it started raining too. So yeah.
Well, by the way, the Hart, their thing at the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
Like
amazing.
I mean, just wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yes, they're awesome. Man, Dave, we could talk on and on. So I encourage everyone, all the Boneheads, the Bonehead family, check out Tixscape, TIXSCAPE.com. Save it. Follow them on social. Get the best ticket prices. Like, Chas and I preach so much. Get out there, see live music. Don't be stuck in the house all day. And I said before, 2026 is going to be an epic year for concerts. Please, listen to the Bone. We give away a lot of tickets, but hey, you can't win them all. So get the best prices out there.
Yeah, and it
for
doesn't
you.
have to be a show at Chase Center or Levi's. I mean, it could be at Sweetwater Music Hall, whatever. We got it.
We're lucky. We have so many great venues here in the Bay Area too. So thank you so much, Dave, for making the time.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks
so
much.
We got to do
for
more
the
of this.
love.
We can talk. I didn't realize. I mean, I know you're a sports junkie, but now I didn't know you're such a music junkie as well.
Oh yeah, man. I'm in on all of it.
Okay, we'll have to do this again real soon.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.